Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you, Shakil, bhai?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah. Did you have any trouble getting here?
No trouble at all, yeah.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the Muslim Founders Network podcast. We're absolutely thrilled to have you. I know there's lots of interesting stories that we're going to hear from you today.
Inshallah.
We're thrilled to have Shakil bhai here, right?
We're so happy to have you here. We can't wait to hear your journey and your story. I'm so excited to get into it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be here.
We want to speak about the Orphanage project in Malaysia. But before we get into that, I'd like to know a little bit more about your backstory in terms of like what kind of things did you do before that? Right?
Okay.
So I understand that you ran Ayesha's community education school for many years.
Yes.
Right. Could you tell us a little bit about that project? How did you come into inception?
So actually, let me just go a bit before that.
Yes.
Straight from university, I joined a company called Logica as a software development, and I was there for 12 years. And actually, I worked on lots of different projects, including international ones, where I worked under really good managers, and I picked up a lot of good skills, soft skills and hard skills, and picked up a lot of, sort of intricate things which people did, people skills as well. And that actually, and in the end, I did spend a year as a project manager, which actually was very crucial when in the end I did start the school, because in starting the school I had some project management skills, but then I was able to use, to help me to make that successful move to the school.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was very, very good. But so that's how it all started. The school, I had a daughter. Mm-hmm. And I needed somewhere to educate her.
Right.
Although she was in Islamia Primary School, which is about 4 or 5 miles away from my home. But it was a bit of a drag, really, going there every day, picking up, and I was getting to the point where I was thinking, hang on, maybe I should be thinking about, because the problem was that there was no sort of all-girls school close to my home. I wasn't in any catchment areas. Mm-hmm. And then I started taking an interest in Islamic schools as well. So then in the end, I was hoping for somebody else to, start a school nearby.
Are we going about, this is 2010? What year?
Oh no, so this is coming up to 2000, because she was in primary school until 2005.
Right.
So just in the couple of years before then, thinking about, her next stage is going to be secondary school. So in the end, to cut a long story short, because it actually is quite a long story, I ended up starting a school in Hendon. I ended up starting my own school.
Right.
Which was quite. It was a huge task actually, and maybe I didn't understand how difficult it was going to be.
And that might be an advantage, because if you knew how hard it was going to be, you may not have done it.
No, that's right. Yeah, but I do remember having a conversation with my wife. I said, look, I don't think once we go down this route, I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have.
Yeah.
But I might not be able to give you any time at all, because I might be busy day and night. And in fact, it did end up almost being like that.
Oh God.
But we're doing this for our daughter.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just my sacrifice, because then it was also that her being at home and doing all the things that I should have been helping her with. But anyway, that's sort of what happened.
You started off with a small building initially.
So it was. I didn't have, the one thing I didn't have was a lot of finances. So I really had to do the project almost by myself. Well, I say that, but actually what it ended up being is me being a coordinator, an organizer in the middle, and what I ended up doing was pulling the community together to make it work. So it wasn't, yes, it was, the community got together, but it just needed somebody to organize it. So I approached the masjid, the Hendon Mosque, and said, look, I've got this little project. I'm not going to make any money. Can you help me? And they offered me a building free of charge. Well, it started with the room, but then that then expanded, Yeah,
so it was created as a not-for-profit project.
Not-for-profit. It's right from the beginning, not-for-profit. Yeah. What they call company limited by guarantee. So the masjid helped. I asked people for help, and some people gave money, other people gave their time, some people gave some equipment, so
that's really nice. It's like a sense of community, bringing people together. How was that feeling for you? People, helping out.
No, I really needed it. And I was grateful for anybody who gave me even a minute, of their time. But it was good feeling, because I I sensed, and I had a good feeling, because a need for me was actually a need for others as well.
Yeah.
And when I first started, when we first got the place, and okay, we've got somewhere now, I can do something, I started advertising. And I just used, again, didn't have huge sums of money, so I decided to go to the nearby masajid, and wherever there was Jummah, and try and ask them they allow me to do a talk,
right,
put a poster up, anything like that. And actually, I had more teachers applying than children.
Wow.
Initially. But in the end, I had about 10 applicants, 10 inquiries. And then out of those, managed to convert 3 to get started.
Amazing.
Okay. And then my daughter was the 4th. When in the first week, I had 4 girls.
So your cohort was literally four students.
Yeah. Well, when I applied for the school, actually, it was just a room. And there was the masjid had a madrasa for girls in there, and they had 12 seats. Right, and there was a whiteboard, there was tables, there was a chair, right? There was a little kitchenette which had a little toilet, a little garden.
Basic facilities were there.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple, very
setup.
basic. In fact, I would never have thought that could have been a school. But on my travels, I went to Walsall, and there was a school there which is registered with the DFE, 6 porter cabins, as plain as bare as you can imagine.
So you were already
in a car park.
So you were already better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And Banbury School, an ex-imam of ours was in Banbury, a Shifa school, and I'm not sure, they probably moved on now, but they started as a couple of porter cabins in the masjid's car park, and I went to see them. So
Amazing.
having seen those, then when I saw the place the masjid offered me, then I can do this. This is I think this fits the bill. Even though I didn't have a background in education.
Wow.
I wasn't a qualified teacher.
So you were learning on the go basically.
Oh yeah.
How to do. And
so what happened was that I looked up, and to register for a school, you've got to supply 6 policies. Okay, behavior policy, curriculum policy, and anti-bullying policy, and a few others, right? So in writing those, it took me 6 months.
Wow. Just the paperwork
Just
took 6 months.
It took me that long because I wasn't from that background.
Yeah.
And what I did was I researched a lot to see what other schools were doing and picked out the best things out of them. And so that helped me to basically train myself, actually, to what's good, what does good practice look like. So that's what I did, and that's why it took me so long. I mean, some school had safeguarding policies of 2 pages, and mine was 24 pages.
Right.
I read the London school's safeguarding guidelines, 300 pages back,
Back to back. Yeah.
And
So you went deep basically. You went deep into.
I probably picked up about maybe 5 or 6 points from there, which I didn't have already. Yeah. So I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, but from what you said earlier, it's like your experience in Logica as a project manager, that sort of being very rigorous about things, because some of the projects that you worked on at Logica were quite big as well. Right?
That's right. Yeah, I worked.
So you have to be very meticulous and have attention to detail.
Definitely.
So that training must have helped.
It definitely did. The Logica definitely helped me. I was a quality manager on Logica for one of their projects. So the quality manager, he's got to look after all the quality aspects of things and make sure things are done in the right way and procedurally. And in fact, the quality manager has got to write the quality plan. So you write it how you want it done, and other people how they have to follow it.
Yeah. So you had some sort of background with policy and documentation.
That's right. Yes.
And attention to detail.
Yeah.
What about navigating with Ofsted? Because they must have had, obviously.
So
there's yearly reviews, aren't there? Inspections.
So they come prior. They before they give you the DFE registration, they come and have a visit, and I was able to talk about those policies because I wrote them. So I knew them.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I copied from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what's in them. So she was happy with that. Then they came about a year and a half after, once we were running, and we had what was in those days had a satisfactory grade.
Yeah.
So the rest of it, I had people around me, or tried to get people around me who knew about education, who could talk about education, and we could, get through Ofsteds and things like that. But for me, the early years was just about get the numbers in, get established, get a name, so that and then just try and just make it financially viable as well. Because in the beginning, I mean, I was looking at, you know, being able to pay maybe £10 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of my teachers were housewives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, so, but then, you know, they were educated, and some of them did tuition in the local area, so they knew about the curriculum. Others, I bought the curriculum plans for them. So everything that they needed to teach was there.
You provided the framework.
I provided it. Yeah.
And it ran for 10, 11 years in total. How long did it run?
So it started in 2005.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had 4 children in the first week. But as soon as we got started, I started to get more people that would say, okay, yes. I think some people were just waiting because, you know, it is different. You can't pull a child out of school and with there's nothing there.
They wanted to see. Whether is it just talk, or
That's
is it actually going to happen?
So at the end of the first week, I had 2 more.
Wow.
Then I had another one about a month later.
Right.
So it just carried on like
Slowly
that.
growing.
Yeah. And I think by the end of the year, I had 10.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
So you had a 200% increase within a year. And that must have been through word of mouth, because at that time, I don't think you were using social media.
No.
Even Instagram was fairly new.
No, I don't think I still am.
Yeah. So it was all, and a lot of that I think was through word of mouth.
Yeah, it's definitely
But
word of mouth.
what it proves is that there was clearly a lot of demand for this.
Yeah.
And I think that's still here today, isn't it? That
It
demand
is.
still here
There's definitely demand for it. I did keep the fees really low because I had to make it, you know, get people to come in. And the financial model didn't really work, but I had enough to pay the teachers at that little rate, you know, and that was just always wary of that. Then at the end, towards the end of the first year, I had a lot of people saying, "Listen, a lot of schools do summer fairs, you know, and they generate income from there." So I did one, and I printed about 30,000 leaflets. 30,000 leaflets, but alhamdulillah, it was the first year, and I had a lot of support, volunteers, lots of friends, a lot of relatives everywhere, and we distributed almost all over North London.
That's a lot.
That is
30,000 is a lot.
And then I was taking them to when we went to Sainsbury's or Asda, and just handing out to anybody who had a hijab. You know?
Yeah, you have to do it somehow. You know? Yeah,
that's amazing.
So all the massages, there were like 15 or so massages, and I was giving 1,000 to each person, and I was sending 3 or 4 people to every masjid. You know, so this was over a sort of 4 or 5 week period, and just give it out. You know,
And that fair, it went well.
That fair went really well. About 2,000 people turn up. And I knew that because we were selling, we sold tickets. We sold 50p tickets, and we raised about £1,000 just from the income of the sales.
Which is great. And more importantly, the acknowledgement and for the school, right? The recognition of the school.
That just threw the school open, and so many more people knew about it. I wasn't planning on doing another year, but within 2 weeks, I had 12 applicants for the next year.
Wow.
So I had to go back to the masjid and say, I need another room.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, fine.
How was that? How did that feel for you, that, you know?
Oh, it was great. Absolutely. You know, there was just, it was a bit of a rubber stamping of that, you know, this project idea which I had is working.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some voices within the community saying, because it was like a, shop front room that I was using.
Yeah.
And there were some people saying,
what is this? What is this?
What is this? It thinks it's a school, you know. But, alhamdulillah, you always have a vision of something bigger.
Yeah.
Right? And it is far away, right? But then, a couple of years later, to see that happen, that was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Absolutely mind-blowing, So what happened was that every year we'd get these applicants after that. And I just grow. We had started off with a year 7, then a year 7 and a year 8, then a year 7, 8 and 9. And then at one point I had to do an extension and split a big room into 2 rooms.
Wow.
Okay. So then I had 3 classes. Okay, about 36 children.
And the students that started with you, they stayed?
They stayed. Most of them stayed.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much all stayed actually, yeah. Then for the 4th year, the imam used to live upstairs. He had a flat. And I had a word with him. I said, look, we need to expand. And I had a word with the masjid. The masjid said, look, you can use that space, But I'd have to find him the imam a place to live.
So you evicted the imam effectively?
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry,
you have to go.
Yeah. And have to pay for it as well.
Wow.
So, fine, we did that. Managed to find him a cheap, relatively cheap place, but nice place, but close to the masjid. So it's good for him to come and go.
So he was happy as well.
So he was happy, we were happy, and we expanded once more. So we had 4 classes. But after that, there was nowhere to expand.
Yeah.
And it was going to look like 7, 8, 9, 10 was then going to be 8, 9, 10, 11 in the year after.
Yeah. So you were hitting capacity. You were exceeding, in fact.
Yeah. But then, right when it was needed, Montague Roadside came on the market. And I'd inquired about it about a year earlier.
But that was a school. That was a school.
That was a school.
Yeah.
That was a school. It was Algernon Road Primary School.
Right.
Which then moved, I think 30 years earlier.
Right.
To a nearby site. Okay. Hendon College took it over, who then took over by Barnet College. And Barnet College were looking to sell off the place.
Okay.
I inquired a year earlier and they said it might be 4 or 5 years' time. In, I think it must have been December 2008, I got a phone call. You inquired about this about a year ago. Well, with Barnet College, I think about selling it now.
Wow.
So they asked me first, what would I pay for it? What's it worth? And at that time, luckily, the oil thing problem happened, prices jumped up, things went down, property prices went down. So property prices and interest rates went shooting down.
Yeah.
So I said £1 million or something like that.
Yeah. You put a low ball off.
Yeah. So when it went to the market, I think the agent was talking about 1.3, 1.4K, 100,000. And so then we sat as a masjid. So one of my policies was I'm not going to take a loan I'm not going to borrow money because I was on my own really. I had a couple of trustees behind me in case something went wrong, but I was on my own. So I didn't want to take a loan. And something I couldn't pay back on anything. I didn't want that on my head. So the Montague Road was going to be, and the masjid was also looking for a space. And this is in our backyard, it's
around the corner.
It's West Hendon. Yeah. And so the masjid was happy to go and for it to become a school. So the school with the masjid, made the application to the thing, but it was always going to, the ownership of the building was always going to be with the masjid. Right. They were a trust and they had all buildings, they had properties, so I didn't want to get into that.
They already had sort of infrastructure.
The infrastructure for that, So we put a successful bid in. Again, that was a long story, but I won't go into that now. And yeah, in I think July 2009, I had about 46 children. And the other side of summer, I had 245 children.
What?
Wow.
You went from 45 children to
245.
Oh my goodness.
So what happened was...
Five-fold increase in 1 year.
Well, that was because we moved from this small building on the West End and Broadway to this school building with 30 rooms.
Wow.
You had more space.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different kettle of fish, isn't it?
It is. So what
managing
happened?
A school.
So when the bid was won, right, we knew we were going to get the building. I took a fly and said, let's start advertising. Because I need to suddenly recruit teachers. I need to suddenly recruit children, assuming we're going to pay it off.
Within a year, you've got to do this as well? Or
within a few months.
Within a few months?
Yeah, because so January or February, the bid went in. The money had to be in by April or May. I think April, May, the money. And once the money was in, that's it. We started advertising. And we wanted a September start. So I had another summer fair, right? And the summer fair, again, another 25,000 leaflets, all North West London. And actually, I did a Channel Islam advert as well. That ran for a month, probably, so we were, on one side of the leaflet was advertising for the building, donate anything. And on the other side, it was advertising for teachers and children. We had about 100 new applicants for the secondary school, right? And I had about 100 applicants for the primary school because we started a primary school. So when we got such a huge response, I thought, hang on, this is too much.
Yeah.
We can't manage this. So let's start the primary school in January.
Right. So, yeah, so you had it like a staggered.
Let's do it staggered.
Yeah.
And the message I got back from the primary school parents was, no, we won't come in January. We're going to come in September.
Yeah.
If it's not this September, it'll be next September.
Okay.
Now I'd recruited teachers now, but I've got teachers here as well now, and all this effort gone in interviewing children and parents and think, oh gosh, what should we do now? Okay, so let's just start with years 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6 come later. Okay, that message went out, and the message that came back was, no, children don't come like that. Yeah, children come in siblings. So those who are in 1, 2, 3 have got siblings in 4, 5, and 6. Parents are not prepared to go to 2 places.
So they kind of force your hand.
They force my hand.
Yeah.
So in the end, I said, okay, give me 1 month.
Wow. Okay,
let me get the secondary started in September. In October, we'll start the primary. So
it became a huge project, really. I mean, going from 4 children in a front room of a house.
Yeah.
And now you're at 250 children and a school with 30 rooms, and managing the school, the caretaker, the staff, the cleaning.
The whole thing exploded.
The bills.
It was an explosion.
What was that jump? That jump like?
It was really it was hard actually, and mentally hard and stressful, but also time wise as well, because it was just taking all my time, and I was I was getting pulled from here to here, this side of the building to that side of the building, everything. Two schools were part of the Building for Schools program. The 2 nearest primary schools were part of the Building for Schools program. They had new builds that summer. Right, they were getting rid of their furniture that summer.
Right,
just in time.
Wow.
For my school.
So everything just lined up nicely.
So everything lined up exactly.
So you got.
So we got again 2 Sundays. We got people to come with their cars and vans for advertising the masjid. They came. We went to the schools, raided the furniture, right, and brought it back.
What did you do for things like computers? How did you?
Computers. Again, just the local community.
Local community donated.
Yeah, donated computers. I think they left their computers. Barnet College probably left their computers as well there as well. But we needed more, and it was donated by the community.
So, I have a question in terms of you're describing what happened. Yeah, but in terms of personally, the level of stress, the level of being so busy, where did you find the resilience to cope with all of this? Because as you said, you live near there as well.
Yeah.
You're spending less time with your missus. Probably less time with your daughter as well, I'd imagine. How did you cope? Personally?
Personally, I think there was a big high, obviously. The school, the dream that you had, of having a big school building. So that was getting realised, and so there's probably a huge adrenaline rush. Yeah,
pushing
that was going through. That probably kept me going. But that responsibility as well. And literally I was there day night. I was there weekends. We also started a Saturday school very soon after that, I think.
There
well,
because you didn't have enough to do.
I didn't have enough to do. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we started a Saturday school as well. Wow. And there was also some hirings of the Saturday school, which I
so where does the demand come from? Is it parents like most places where parents, they just want their children to do extremely well, or they recognize that their children are maybe lacking a bit in English or lacking a little bit in mathematics
for the supplementary school?
Yeah, for the Saturday school. Where does that demand come from?
Yeah, I think it's just parents wanting a bit more education, and Muslim parents as well. I think it's that's global in the UK. I think parents just want to make sure their child succeeds.
Yeah,
and no stone is left unturned in that, and they're willing to spend on that.
It being like an Islamic school, how do you feel about that as well, that you're contributing to parents getting their children educated more on Islam, and you want to speak a bit about that?
Yeah, no, I mean that was the sort of thing that I wanted for my child, and so I could see that other parents wanted that the same for their child. One thing sticks in my mind a lot. There was a Somali brother. He dropped his daughter to the school. She went off. I saw him. He's sitting in the car, and he just went like this.
Wow.
He just raised his hand and just made a dua, because this is his duas have come true type of thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So those type of things, kept me going as well. People there's a lot of appreciation for this. Yeah. That this project.
So because you offered a full British curriculum.
Yeah.
and you had the Islamic education as well. So so it wasn't a case of they're sacrificing their British education for the Islamic education. They're getting a full British education that if they want to do 8, 9, 10 GCSEs, they will get that. But they're also having Arabic lessons. Obviously the salahs being prayed on time. Etiquettes, all kinds of Islamic etiquettes, are getting that as well, right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah,
but all that is there. So I think we're doing 9 GCSEs. You have to do you have to teach a foreign language. In terms of GCSEs, you don't have to do any. That's the school's choice. But most people want it. So the foreign language we did was Arabic. So that was offered at GCSE. You have to do maths and English,
Yeah, those are the combustion
and science and PE and all the subjects that you'd see. You have to do an art, creative sort of subject.
So they got the best of both worlds. It wasn't a case of like they're compromising the British education
no.
for the sake of learning something more Islamic.
No.
And the Islamic education was there fully as well. That's not being compromised either.
Not at all. I mean, the GCSE results were always higher than the national averages and the local averages.
Well, that's a huge...
Yeah.
That's
huge.
pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a testament to the project's working properly.
Right from the first year. And, you could say the first 4 years before moving to the big school building, all but one of my teachers was unqualified. So that first batch for 4 years had unqualified teachers. And then in the final year, I think there was a couple of qualified teachers they would have had, maybe 3 or 4. And in that batch, there was girls who had straight A's and A stars.
Wow.
And I had girls almost through from there onwards, majority A's, A stars or equivalent. Yeah.
It must be like a proud moment for you as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely proud moment.
That is working, this vision that you had, this project that you had is coming to life and it's doing well.
Yeah.
So
not everybody got A stars. Yeah. Because it was all up to the effort and whatever. But it showed me that it showed me that the knowledge that needed to be given was being given in terms of GCSEs. And also in terms of then therefore life chances, going on forward, education and jobs and things like that. So the education was providing that. And obviously they were getting the Islamic education.
It was a tough process. So I'd like to ask you, if someone said to you, would you do it again? A, would you do it again? And B, if you did do it again, what would you do differently?
I couldn't do it again.
Yeah, not now. Not now. I understand that.
It's just too much effort. If I could go back and would I do it again? Yes.
Yeah.
Would I do anything differently? I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Probably not.
Were there any difficulties? Because it's sounding great, but schools are so chaotic. So was there any challenges that you came across?
Challenges all the way. All the way. Even, small things. I didn't have money to spend, Even I was sad that I wasn't able to pay a full salary. That was really, I felt a lot of that. But the sort of little sort of satisfaction I had was that myself as well, I didn't pay. I followed that same sort of route that all the other staff did as well.
Awesome.
In fact, there were people who got paid a lot more than me when the time came. But that was a bit sad. But it was just it did take although it did take a lot of my time, drew pretty much all of my time. For me, a lot of it didn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It didn't, it's just like my baby.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a massive thing. So if you're putting 60, 70 hours a week in, it's got to feel fun, isn't it? If it's feeling like a grind, an effort, then you're not going to be able to do it.
That's right.
I think that also that's how something is aligned with you as well. Is if it doesn't feel draining.
Yeah.
If it feels fun almost.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how you know that it's meant for you. It's aligned with you.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I had a couple of real big challenges actually. So in that year when I had 200 new children, right? We had an officer inspection about 3 months later. So that didn't go well. So I knew when we had this 200 children, this first year was about close your eyes and bundle through it.
Just get through it.
Just get through this, But what I didn't think about, well, I didn't, having an Ofsted wasn't the right time. So we failed that.
Yeah.
Okay, we failed. And at the end of the year, we lost 30 children. Now, that was about £100,000 just gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't saying, I was using all the money I had. So then I had to make some drastic changes.
Yeah.
That was hard.
You had to juggle things.
I had to actually ask a few staff to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that wasn't easy.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't
That wasn't
sound
easy
it.
at all, so that was quite tough. Then a couple of years later, again, there was a loss in finances. And again, I had to do something similar.
Wow.
So, that was, I think, the hardest thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you got to manage with the money that you got. I wasn't going to take a loan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that decision, I think, proved itself, didn't it? That was the right decision.
It was,
to take a loan,
yeah,
because
absolutely.
when you exited the project, there was no loan to pay back.
I mean, when you've got £100,000 to save, you can't just say, okay, you work 1 hour less, and can I pay you £1 less or something? Okay, let's switch all this electricity off at night, whatever. It's not going to say there's a big chunks that need to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so there's actually a lot more to speak about the school, right? But I want to move on to
Sure. Yes.
the orphanage project that you're working on now. Could you tell us a little bit about how did that start? When did it start? First of all, how long?
So that started a couple of years ago. A lot of things have been happening around the world, humanitarian projects, let's call them. Yeah, and I was feeling that I haven't done enough for these things, and also I wanted to have a project which we could do under the Ayesha's banner.
Yeah.
So I'd left Ayesha's by then. It'd been so coming up to 2018. I'd run the school for about 13, 14 years.
So that's a long time.
Yeah, and I then again running into a bit of financial problems, but also I was thinking for a couple of years actually, even prior to having financial problems, I was already thinking, should I get somebody else in?
Yeah.
Could somebody else do better than me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was already in the back of my mind. And, when that building was bought, it was bought for £2.6 million. And I went to a lot of different masjid and gave lots of talks, and so did my cousin Naeem. And we did a lot of, fundraising, and a lot of friends and people gave money. And that building was bought. And there was also a loan. But coming up to financial problems second time round, then when I went to ask, then people, weren't ready to give.
Sure.
Which is fair enough, you gave once. So then I felt, maybe somebody else has to come in.
Yeah.
Somebody who's got a different set of friends.
Yeah. A different outlook, a different vision.
Different vision, different outlook, and somebody who can take, I've created it, made it go here, maybe somebody else can take it up there, So Brother Aleem worked for me for about a year and a half as part-time, as a manager. And then he was interested to take over. So he was a head teacher before, and he worked in Ealing Council in the education department. So he had the right, credentials, and a different set of friends. So I thought that was good. And so then I let go of that. So I'd been away from the Ayesha school for about 5 or 6 years. So 2002, 2003, I wanted to do something humanitarian. I wanted to do it abroad. And where abroad? To do a project abroad, it's very hard unless you know somebody there.
Well, yeah.
Unless you can speak the language.
Yeah.
Yes, because the orphanage that they're working with, it's in Malaysia.
It's Malaysia.
Which is literally the other side of the world, right? So me personally, living in London, if there was a project in Oxford or Manchester or Birmingham, I'm thinking, no, that's too far away.
Yeah.
And you're initiating a project halfway across the world.
Well, I had a friend there. I have a friend there.
Okay.
Razi. So I said, let me just take a trip. Take me to 3 or 4 places. Just, wherever you think.
Like an exploratory.
It was definitely an exploratory trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he took me straight from the airport. He took me to an orphanage.
Straight away.
Straight away.
Yeah, no food, nothing. Just went straight to the orphanage.
No, straight to the orphanage, right? And I really liked the place. I fell in love with it, actually.
Wow.
The guy there had he had goats, and he got the children to look after the goats. Right, he had horses, and the older ones looked after the horses. Wow. And he had, it was just it was very sort of Islamic based. Even the goats, pretty much all the shepherds were pretty much all the prophets were shepherds.
Yes, yeah,
right, because it taught them patience and other qualities.
Absolutely, yeah, because goats don't listen.
Goats don't listen, yeah.
They don't want to do what you want them to do.
That's right, yeah. And then also horses. Horses are arrogant. Horses are, they've got various qualities and things, and you learn about those things, and those come into you. So I liked his setup. And what he was doing, and literally I said, I don't need to see any of the place,
Wow.
And then I just, had a couple of days there, met him a couple of times. Then I came back, and whilst I was in schools, I was also vice chair of Association of Muslim Schools for a good 10, 12 years, and the association held a couple of international conferences. And my role as a trustee, as a vice chair, the role I was given was to look after the foreign guests. And there was a big delegation from Malaysia in both those conferences. So I looked after the guests. So I got close to some of them. Yeah. So one of them was Sister Farida, who owns Little Caliphs.
Right.
They now have more than 100, franchises.
Yeah.
And it's international in different countries as well. So that was kind of, I had friends in education. I had friends.
Yeah, you had connect because you've been working in Ayesha's for 13 years.
Yeah.
So you must have made hundreds of contacts through there as well.
Yeah. So, but in Malaysia, it was just a few of them. Yeah. So then when I came back, that was 23 February. In later that year, in August, Farida came with 20 of her teachers. They had a conference in King's College, I think.
Right.
And then she wanted to see some schools.
So they came here.
And she asked me if I could arrange some schools for them to visit. So Harrow Primary School was willing. Yeah. I knew the head teacher, so I went to see them. And I said to her, I came 6 months ago, and I was looking at this orphanage project, and I'm thinking of doing something similar. And she goes, you know what? I got a piece of land. I'll let you have it to do your project.
Just like that.
Just like that.
That's crazy.
A piece of land, like, how big?
What's going on here? So I thought, hang on, I've got to strike while the iron's hot. So the next holiday for me was October half term. So I booked myself for October half term and I went. So when I got there, she said, look, this land may not be suitable for you. I did offer it, but instead, I'll buy you a piece of land. And I said, okay, fine. And you know what? The next day, she sent 2 teachers to pick me up from my hotel to go and see the land. So it wasn't like just words. She was serious. And then I saw the land, 1 acre, jungle, everything, but all nice and doable.
Something that could be worked on.
Yeah. And then she said to me, tell me, I'll buy it now. She rang me up, right? And you know what? I got scared.
Yeah.
She's got a piece of land, 50 acres, and she's willing to give me 2 or 3 acres in the corner. That's fine. She's going to spend 40 grand to buy 1 acre of land.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's an asset. It's going to be her name, not going to be mine. But still, I suddenly got scared. I thought, hang on. Let me think about this.
Yeah.
I stayed there for a week, and I had quite a few meetings with different people I knew. One of the people I knew, I didn't know him that well, just met him a couple of times on the phone. He came to see me, and he brought a lady with him. And we sat in the hotel lobby, spoke for about an hour and a half. I didn't realise she was sussing me out.
Yeah.
And in the end, she goes, my uncle's been running an orphanage for the last 30 years. Would you like to go and see it?
Wow.
So I said, oh, yeah. I had a day off on Friday. I didn't book anything on Friday, Jummah and everything. So we went down to see it. They took me there, and it was lovely, beautiful place, so well kept, so well, it just really fell in love with the place. I came back, spoke to my 2 best friends, Mukhtar and Khalid, right? Made a mashura with them. What should I do? This lady's offering me this piece of land, right? I have to start from scratch. It's a jungle, and here's a running.
It's ready-made.
It's ready-made,
Yeah.
but they need help.
Yeah.
And they said, go for that one. That's a lot easier.
Yeah. You go for the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Amazing.
So then I said, okay, how do I help these guys? Then I thought, hang on, it's been 6-7 years since I've been with my school and met a lot of my teachers, and some who left even before that. So I held a reunion, January 2004. And I had about 120 or so teachers and staff and volunteers come to that, and parents.
2024.
2024.
Yeah.
2024, sorry. Yeah, 2024, yeah. We had those. And from that, I got huge vibes. Really good vibes from the, good project. We want to help, we want to do. So then Ramadan was coming up in end of February or March, early March. So I said, I've got to go down. I've got the Ramadan is a time I can try and do some fundraising, but they wanted information and I needed more information. I didn't have that. I only went there for a day and probably spent a few hours there. So I had to go back.
So you went back to do like reconnaissance?
Yeah,
proper
that's right.
reconnaissance.
Yeah, I spent 3 or 4 days near the orphanage with them, got some information, financial information, what they're doing, how they're doing things. Came back and did a little video and raised about, I think maybe £15,000 for them.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is probably an obvious question, but where does the motivation come from? But where does that, there's yourself, there's a few other key people that you mentioned. I think it was Sister Farida, who's also doing an orphanage, and then these people are running it.
Yeah.
What makes a person get onto this? Like, the vast majority of people are like, they're paid employment. I want a salary increase. I want a better house. I want my Lamborghini.
Yeah.
I want a better car. Everyone is on the hustle.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to make it, and everybody wants to smash it.
Yeah.
This is the antithesis of that. This is not chasing what we would say the worldly things or dunya.
Yeah.
This is a complete opposite of that. Where is that coming from?
So remember that conversation with my wife, so many years earlier. One of the things was I don't know if I can pay myself.
Yeah.
I don't know where our finances are going to go in this. In fact, I spent a couple of years on about 3 credit cards.
Wow.
Okay. So for me, and my Islamic sort of background, and the elders that I was used to associate myself with, one of the key things, one of the messages, lots of messages, but one of them was, your risk is written for you. You will get what is coming to you. You choose how it comes to you. Okay. So, and I had a firm belief in that, that if I carry on, inshallah, it will come. Yeah. So long as you're doing something, you're not just sitting around and waiting. You're doing something, it'll come. So I didn't worry about money. When I started the school, part of that was, don't worry about money. Yeah, because that's not the route you're taking.
So you had the faith.
Yeah, that's right. So I didn't worry about the money side. In terms of doing a project halfway around the world, it needed to be cheaper than here. Yeah. Yeah. Although there is work that needs required here as well, but there's lots of people doing things here. I wanted it to be somewhere else. I had friends in Malaysia, so I felt I could deliver because, and they also speak English quite, freely as well there. But I wanted to do a project, a Sadqa Jariyah project. Yeah. So for myself and also for the people around me. Yeah. Because in the end, we're all going towards our akhirah. Yeah. Yeah. And we all need to think about that. So I wanted, I said this to my colleagues or ex-colleagues at the reunion. We together made the Ayesha Community School work together as a project. So can we do it again for another project? And I got overwhelming yes for that, So for me, this was just for my family, for my friends, the people who I know, whoever wants to join in, if they want to have something more structured in terms of their Sadqa Jariyah, where they, bring a project to life. In this case, it wasn't bringing to life, but at least helping to sustain it or
and making a huge impact on the children. Yeah. Yeah. As well, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So could you talk a little bit about that in terms of like what sort of activities, what kind of children are taken in? What's the journey of a typical child? How does a child
come into it?
End up there?
So the orphanage itself, it's for orphans, but it's also for miskeen, for the very poor. There are a number of families in Malaysia who cannot afford to feed their children. They simply don't have the money to feed their children. And so they'd say, okay, please take my child because I can't look after him. Okay. So it's both sets. And you know, when there is an orphan in a family, and this is what the Jamal is been the manager, if you like, for the last 30 years. His mother was the brainchild of the orphanage.
Right.
Okay. But he's been running for the last 30 years. And he said, look, you have to understand the type of children you're going to get here. Okay. If there is a very clever child and he becomes an orphan, somebody in the family, extended family, say, yeah, okay, we'll take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's almost seen as an asset,
Maybe.
isn't it?
Yeah. Or if he's very good looking, then they will take.
Yeah.
But if it's neither of them, nobody really wants him. Yeah. So that really hit me. Oh gosh.
They're almost like outcasts.
Yeah, almost. And a lot of them, a number of them actually have special needs. Yeah. So these things then started ringing bells with me, thinking, yeah, okay, fine. I can see a real need for this and a real need for looking after these children. You know,
it's a big ask. I mean, people struggle if there's a child with special needs. Some people struggle managing their own children.
Yes.
With special needs. Forget like someone who's not related to you by blood. Yeah, looking after special, that, you know, what I've seen myself.
Yeah.
If a child has, say, Down syndrome or some sort of ADHD, some sort of problem like that, it can be very, very hard work.
That's right. Yeah.
Autism.
There's no one with sort of extreme needs.
Yeah.
But there are a number of children who have needs. In fact, two of their children now who should have left have stayed on because they're just not. They're orphans. They've got special needs.
Yeah.
They've got nowhere to go, and they're not ready to look after themselves because by law, when they're 18, they have to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the need is dire. It's a dire need, isn't it? It's not like.
And what the orphanage is doing, Darul Hikmah, what they're doing is preparing those children for the day they have to leave. We're trying to get them the best education, and if they're ready to go further in their education, then they try and help them and facilitate that. In fact, in my last visit, Brother Riaz, who's one of the managers there, he took 4 of their special needs children to a vocational college, which is a bit further away because they want to do baking, and he's enrolled them in a TVET, which is equivalent to BTEC.
Right.
2-year BTEC.
Yeah. So they're gaining real world skills.
Yeah. Real world skills.
Wow.
So and then others who just want to just finish and go to work, okay, fine, you can do that. And what they do is they save a little money. So as soon as a child comes, they open a bank account for them. Right. And every week or every month, they're putting a little bit in. By the end of by the 18, they'll have the equivalent of about £1,500. So when they leave the orphanage,
they have something.
They can pay rent for 6 months.
Yeah, they've got a little stash.
Yeah,
they're ready to launch them into the world.
Yeah, that's right. Because some of them won't have families.
Wow.
Yeah, so they really are looking after them in really well. And whilst they're there as well, they do look after them. You know, they feed them nicely and they clothe them and everything.
What kind of projects do you do? Is it like handiwork, like carpentry, painting?
So
decorating?
They have quite a busy schedule. So one good thing in Malaysia is that up till 18, I think it is, or 16 or 18, education is free. So the orphanage has got 3 minibuses and it sends the children to the orphanage, to the school, and they get educated. When they come back, they have their lunch, they take some rest. They go early in the morning, and I saw them straight after Fajr. They have their breakfast before Fajr. All right, they read the Fajr, and from Fajr they're going to school. They come back about 2 o'clock. All right, they have something to eat and they take some rest. After Asr, they got their Quran classes. After Maghrib, they got their tuition.
So it's very structured then.
Yeah. So the structured weekdays is very, and in the weekends, they have some more Quran and Islamic study lessons, and they have some free time. They can have a break and some tuition. They have some tuition as well. So given that background, I had a look and think, well, let's see what else we can do for them. And they had an area which was being used as a storage, and I said, can we use this to do some skills building? And they said we looked at woodcraft, woodworking. So they took an estimate of about £5,000. So I gave them £5,000 to get a woodcrafting workshop
set
ready.
Wow, cool.
And in my last visit, and so I passed the money on about a year ago. In my last visit, the woodcrafting workshop was there. it was up and running, and there was boys, 9-year-old, 10-year-old boys using drills and making a toy helicopter.
Right.
Wow.
So you can see the impact it's having on
Yeah.
the children directly.
Yeah.
They're gaining skills.
They're getting skills.
Are there any examples of like children who have left at 18 and they've come back as alumni to sort of tell the staff that, okay, I'm doing this, like they've secured a job somewhere? Are there examples of that?
They don't have that yet.
Yeah.
But part of the reason is to do all those sort of extra things, it actually does cost. It
costs,
and there are certain things which I would like them to do, but I think it's about cost, and they may probably need an extra manpower, an extra body to do those sort of things, to organize more events for them, get more people to come in. Do some art, more art and crafty things with them.
Yeah. But in a nutshell, they leave with a set of skills. At 18, they're leaving with some money, a set of skills that they can do something in the real world.
Yeah, and if they want to extend their study, the orphanage helps them to do that.
Okay.
If that's what they want to do,
Okay.
So yeah, I'm the other thing. So I'm looking at is their sustainability. So we can't rely on donations all the time. So what I want to do is do projects with them where the boys are learning skills. So through the woodcrafting, they're learning skills, but also they could sell the items that they make.
That's true.
Yeah. And I get just a simple example, because I stayed in 3 hotels at that time, and they all gave me a toothbrush.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if the orphanage can make a toothbrush, go to all the local hotels and say, look, buy from your local orphanage. Yeah. Instead of going from there. And then, so anyway, whatever they decide to, it's up to them. I'm not prescribing. They can sell items,
Interesting.
And also, so the other thing they've done before, but we need to restart, and actually I have restarted now, is honey, making honey.
Yeah.
So there's stingless bees, which give a slightly different type of honey, medicinal honey.
Oh, wow.
And it's quite lucrative as well, if it's done on a bigger scale. So I've given them money for 50 of these hives. We've got 10 of them in now. There was supposed to be more, but there's too much rain going on.
Okay, you mentioned honey, right? So this kind of leads me into my next question.
Oh, yeah.
Any trip to Malaysia, we'll come back to the orphanage as well.
Yeah.
Any trip to Malaysia,
Yeah.
the food. So we went on holiday about...
we have been to Malaysia, and it's beautiful over there. Yeah, we loved it.
I mean, we're huge foodies.
Yeah.
Right. What are your favorite? Tell us a little bit about your food journey, right?
My food journey.
You went there for, ostensibly for a specific purpose.
Yeah.
But what's your experience of the food and the culture?
Or even just the vibe in Malaysia. It's very different from the UK.
A lot of people are drawn to Malaysia. What we've seen is like two of my friends have relocated to Malaysia. One of my friends has relocated to Bali. There seems like there's almost like a pull there. So tell us a little bit about your favorite dishes, your favorite what your favorite foods in Malaysia.
I do like Malaysian food. I think it's very hard not to. But I think the when I'm there, I mean, I feel like I'm on holiday. And I guess I am in some ways. But food is a big part. Yeah, I'm an adventurous foodie. I think I like.
You'll have a go.
I'll have a go.
Yeah.
I'll have a try with it. There's something called a steamboat, right?
Okay.
Which is like a hot pot. There's another name's hot pot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting when you got 4 or 5 friends.
Yeah.
You get raw food and you put it in the middle into a hot pot.
Oh, in the hot pot. Yeah.
We haven't.
We
And
can
it cook-
try that. Yeah.
And you're cooking there.
So you cook it yourself.
Yeah, you
basically.
cook it yourself. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Even the meat and whatever.
It's very
So
authentic.
it's like a soup.
Yeah, it's like a soup.
It's like a soup.
In fact, some places give you a thing where you got 3 soups or 4 soups.
Oh, wow.
Even you can have tom yum flavor or things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And so, yeah.
We had a lot of that. we had a lot of tom yum.
Tom yum, yeah. Tom yum's good, yeah. So I do like to have a steamboat when I go out there. There's a really upmarket Wagyu place. Again, you do the steak on your table.
Yeah.
They give you like
Really?
a hot plate. Yeah. They give you a little thing where it's a little burner.
You can grill it.
on there.
Okay.
And if you want, one of their waiters will grill it for you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit like the Korean barbecue places we have in London now.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
You can do that. So, but I think it must have come from those areas, obviously.
Probably. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So obviously they've got all their I like crispy duck as well.
So I've never had that.
Oh, you got to try
Because
crispy duck.
like getting that halal in London is quite difficult. But one of my favorite dishes is actually the chicken satay. And there was one place that we went to. It wasn't a posh restaurant. It was basically some shack on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And their chicken satay and their lamb satay as well,
Yeah.
where they
All the food was pretty much amazing.
they marinate it obviously for
Yeah.
a certain amount of time. I have never had. I've had hundreds of chicken satays in London. Nothing comes close to it.
That's right. Quite often those little shacks are the best
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that food was amazing though.
It was so good. Yeah, the soups were huge too. Like their serving sizes are so different.
Yeah.
They're huge. They're for like families. So I like it. It's like a nice element of sharing and stuff like that. It's really nice.
But not even the food. The drinks were fresh melon. You had melon
the
juice.
fresh
didn't you?
juice. I had fresh watermelon juice, and it
Alright.
was sensational. It was
Daily.
the best. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's good.
And then they do this like carrot juice, but they put I think that they put some kind of milk in it, like semi-skimmed milk in it,
All right. Okay.
or concentrated milk,
Yeah.
and that's absolutely delicious as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything it tastes different there.
It does, yeah. And you know the fruits, the exotic fruits,
yeah.
amazing.
They are.
amazing.
They are. They're so good.
I like to try all the fruits.
Okay, so I have a question then. One word.
Yeah.
Durian.
Yes.
Can you eat
Have
durian?
you tried it?
Okay, so it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Okay, and for me to eat durian, I have to be in the right mood.
If we're in the right mood.
The ambience has got to be right.
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
so I'll tell you what I mean by that. I can't eat it on a full stomach.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got to be hungry.
Yeah.
I've got to want to eat. It's got to be fresh. Okay. And you know, then I can eat it. You know, if it's like. If
quite challenging, isn't
If the
it?
place is smelling of it, I wouldn't be able to eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Does
you know,
the temperature matter, like whether it's warm or cold?
no, I can not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to go, and I think when I first tried sushi, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But with sushi, the third, fourth, fifth time,
Yeah.
then I started craving it. And I wonder whether durian's the same.
Durian's the
in sense
same.
that
Yeah. First
you've
time
got
you
to
don't
try
like
it
it.
3-4 times.
Yeah.
And then maybe
That's right.
you find out what kind of durian
That's
works for you.
Yeah. That's
There's
exactly how it is.
another fruit there's another exotic fruit that isn't there that you can't get here. There's another, I forget what's
You
called.
can get
rambutan.
Yeah, you can get durian here.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's very expensive.
Oh, you can get it here. I didn't know that.
I've seen it.
Costco have it sometimes.
Yeah,
When I tell them
I've seen it.
when I come back home, it's £40 for one. What?
Wow.
They get it for
Yeah.
nothing, But yeah, no, there's mangoustines. Yeah, mangoustines are lovely. Yeah, and then rambutan.
Rambutan. And I haven't tried either of those. I've not tried those.
You haven't been to Malaysia.
Look
There's
at
so
that.
many fruits.
So do I need to go?
You haven't
Do I
been to
need go
Malaysia, I'm
again?
afraid. Yeah, you need to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other fruit that's really good out there is soursop.
I don't even know
Heard
about
of
these.
any of these fruits? They're really cool.
So when we went, I asked when we came back, I asked my daughters, I said, what was your favorite parks? Because we went to KL.
Yeah.
Then we also went to, what other two places we went to? We went to Penang.
Penang,
3, 4, 5 days.
Langkawi.
And Langkawi.
Yeah.
So we explored quite a bit, and I asked each of them, what did you enjoy the most? And 2 of my daughters told me, well, I like this place more, I like this place more. I asked Hannah, what was your favorite place? And she said the food. I mean, it really stood out.
It really stood out.
It really stood out.
Definitely. The flavors are just like unlike anything else I've ever had. They're so powerful and they're mouth-watering.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Yeah. I want to go back.
Yeah, even thinking about it now, I'm hungry.
Okay.
I only ate about 2 hours ago.
All right. Okay. I think one of the key things is using fresh ingredients.
Yeah.
And organic as well.
100%.
Yeah. Organic and fresh ingredients. Wherever that's done, I think you'll get all the flavors coming out.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they have the climate to grow, other things that we can't grow in the UK.
That's right,
So, and the flavors just come out of these tiniest little herb, and it can make such a difference. They use a lot of lemongrass, I feel like.
They do use
And I
lemongrass.
love lemongrass. I think
Okay,
it's really nice and refreshing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, they use the bottom end of the lemongrass.
Yeah.
Okay. In the cooking, we use the top end, the leaves.
Interesting.
Oh, I see.
But we use it in tea.
Yeah, we use it in tea. So lemongrass tea.
I
is
love
nice.
Okay.
lemongrass tea. It's so good.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. Every city we went to, the vibe was completely different. Like
Yeah, it is.
like Penang is so different from KL.
Yeah.
And then and again Langkawi
Very
again.
different.
So different.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went on a cable ride.
Oh yeah.
In Langkawi.
The
was it
cable
Langkawi?
cars, yeah.
Where was that?
Was it up the mountain?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Penang. Yeah.
that was scary.
All right.
I'm not good with heights.
Neither am I. Yeah.
And it was terrifying.
shaking,
All right.
luckily.
It was you're on you're in this little box hanging on a cable. Yeah. But the angles, because I read about, apparently it's the steepness
All right.
of that particular setup.
Yeah.
It's one of the steepest ones of all. And
Wow.
I was terrified. I really was. Yeah. I was not happy.
Have you done that? The cable cars?
Yeah.
How did you find it?
Oh no, I'm good with
You're
it.
okay.
You're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You're okay with
We've done
heights?
loads. Yeah, we've done loads actually.
Yeah.
They're cool though. The
Yeah.
views are
Yeah, that's right.
immaculate. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
One of the things I like to do actually when we do go abroad is if there's any animals, we try to get in with the animals.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, in fact, near the cable place, there's a snake temple.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, and you, at the bottom, and you can hold the snakes.
Oh.
They'll put 3 or 4 around you.
No
3 or 4?
way.
Or not just one.
Not just one.
they're
3 or 4 is wild.
I'll show you some pictures later.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
insane.
Yeah, I want to see too. That's crazy.
Yeah, they'll put pictures.
I just about have one on me. 3 or 4. That's insane.
And we did crocodiles. I'm just trying to think where that was. That might have been Penang. Yeah, the
It's like,
crocodile farm.
speaking to you, I just feel that you've seen
we-
a completely different Malaysia. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got pictures of crocodile in my hand.
In your hand.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What, baby?
Baby.
Yeah, so babyish one.
That's cool. And you weren't scared at all. Snakes and
no.
crocodiles, you're fine.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of? Nothing.
Yeah, what are you afraid of? What animal would you not hold?
Well, look at it this way. We in Phuket, we went into a tiger in Cayman. Yeah,
Wow,
That's
you were with
insane.
the tigers.
with the tigers. In fact, when we were there, and we got this on video, 2 of them were having a fight where the water pond was.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I think I would draw the line at
Yeah.
arachnids, right? I have a phobia of spiders.
Yeah, I might not want to do it on the spot.
If there was a tarantula in this room, I'd be gone.
You'd be
gone.
I would disappear so fast.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt would be worried. I think we're gonna have to go again.
100%,
Because the way that
yeah.
Shakil guy is describing it.
I'm such an animal lover too, so I think I definitely need to go back and I need to look for the animals.
Yeah.
I missed all of them, definitely.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
We're trying to do it, yeah.
Because going back to the orphanage, if any of our listeners, anyone who's listening, is interested in getting involved in the project,
Yeah.
in any shape or form, whether they're just interested in the project or they want to help in some shape or form, can you suggest how can people get involved if they want to be involved?
They can send me an email. So info at Ayesha's AYESH.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
We will have it.
You
in the
put it, okay,
description.
that's
We'll
great,
put
yeah.
it there.
So the website is there. If anybody does want to donate, they can donate there as well. But also, if you just want to help, find out more, just go through the website. All the information is there.
Fantastic. Well, look, it's been a real pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
I think I would love to do a part 2.
Okay.
Maybe at some time after you've had another trip, a few trips to Malaysia.
Yeah.
To find out more about the project, how it's progressed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. It's really nice having you.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you very much.